Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Cable Channel WCET and our high school sports presentation of the week. Al Owens Mike's side tonight with Roger York joining our sports casting team this season. And again, old reliable Ernie Verhaeg again will be operating the camera. As we begin our second year of cable casting local high school sports, we're going to start off with a good one. This is going to be an early season showdown between two local Class A powers. Two of the OK Red Conference Red Division teams, preseason favorites, will square off tonight as the Rockford Rams of first-year head coach Harvey Good invade the lair of the Jenison Wildcats. Wildcats are coached by Dave Woodcock in his 10th year as Wildcat head man. Both teams opened last week with non-conference wins. The Rams, 7-2 last year, 5-3 in Red Conference play, knocked off the City League rival Creston Polar Bears by the score of 31-16. Chad West, 41 yards rushing, and Chris Van Timmeren with 61 led the Ram attack on the ground. And second-year quarterback senior Nick Ursel passed for 2 touchdowns on 4 for 8 and 43 aerial yards. The Ram defense was very tough, intercepting 3 passes and scooping up 2 lost fumbles. The Wildcats, 6-3 last year, 5-2 in Red Conference play, gave Coach Dave Woodcock his 149th win in his 30 years of high school coaching. They knocked off Benton Harbor 18-7. Junior quarterback Brian DeCourt led the Wildcat attack by passing for 1 score and running for another. DeCourt is injured this week and will be replaced by senior Tim Rose. Rose fared a similar situation last year as he came in the second game of the season and he fared very well. A Wildcat defense was led by Dan DeWitt. He had 2 quarterback sacks and recovered a Tiger fumble. Let's review the Rams a little bit of Coach DeGood. Last week, the Rams offensively garnered 204 yards rushing and passed for 69 more. The Ram touchdowns were spread amongst 4 players as Pete Bear, Jamie Spayman, they both scored on TD passes from Ursel, and Van Timmeren and Chad West, Jeremy Smith all scored via the rushing route. The Ram defense was very balanced as Andy Guinop, Andy Tidy, Chad West led the tacklers. A real contrast in varsity coaching records is shown tonight as Coach DeGood is sporting a 1,000 winning percentage as he is 1-0 as a varsity coach. Although Coach DeGood has 7 years as a JV coach and 11 years as a varsity assistant. On the other hand, Coach Woodcock, going for his 150th varsity win in 30 years of coaching, will be trying to knock off the highly touted Rams. And now introducing Roger York, our new sportscasting partner on the team. What about the Wildcats this year, Roger?
Al, it's going to be fun this year to go through the football program. I'm looking forward to it. After last week's victory over Benton Harbor, Jenison came home and had one major disappointment. They lost Brian DeCourt for the season as far as quarterbacking is concerned. So Tim Rose is going to have to play the whole season at quarterback. I just talked to Dave Woodcock, and he felt that Brian DeCourt would come back but would not be at the quarterback position. Just reviewing last week's game, Jenison went down to Benton Harbor, and when you have to travel and go on the road, it's a little tougher to play. But they came into the game, played excellent defense against a very big, strong, fast Benton Harbor team. Due to some penalties and some turnovers for Benton Harbor, Jenison got up and had some turnovers and was able to score. On offense, they played a very good, consistent game, scored off of some turnovers, and won the game 20-8. Tonight, getting into the OK Red Conference, Jenison plays an equally tough game with Rockford, who is big, strong, and favored in the OK Red. Jenison comes in with a problem, having their quarterback being hurt. Looking at the offense, with the quarterback out, a lot of it's going to fall on the offensive line to open the holes and get the backs free. Defensively, Jenison is intact and plays a very strong game.
Have with me right now Coach Harvey Good, first-year varsity coach at Rockford. Coach, first year as a head coach, first big Red Oak Conference game. What are your feelings tonight, Coach?
Well, I'm rather excited and somewhat nervous. I'm sure the first play will take it out of me, get some hitting going and so forth. It's just a tremendous conference. We have a lot of great teams in our league, and it should be a great year.
I think so. Thank you. Nick Ursel, your quarterback. Started out a little bit real good last year, tapered off a little bit. What's your feelings on him tonight?
Well, it's really tough to win in this league with a junior, and we have great people in the league, and you have to have that senior leadership, and I believe that Nick will have that senior leadership tonight and throughout the season. He's a very good athlete and a good kid, so we're looking for good things from Nick.
Good. We'll keep an eye on him tonight. The heat and humidity tonight, you feel like you're going to run in a lot of players tonight? Do you have that much depth and experience?
Well, we're going to try to two-platoon as much as we can and try to fill in. When the kids get a little exhausted, we'll try to get somebody else in for them tonight. Excellent.
Coach, first Red Conference game. Good luck for tonight and the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
You bet.
Go get them.
Coach.
With me is Dave Woodcock, head coach of Jenison Wildcats. Last week, Coach, big victory, big team you played. How did it work out for you?
Well, we were kind of surprised that we won. They have a lot of talent, a lot of size, a lot of speed. We didn't know how we'd shape up. I think we got some early breaks, and that made difference for the game, and we went on to win from there. Kids played well, though.
Well, you had one, even though you won, you had one disappointing point of the game where your quarterback did get injured. Can you sort of elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, he just stuck his thumb in the ground and dislocated it, and he's gone for the season as a quarterback. He might come back later on as a defensive back or something, but it hurts us in terms of depth. And he was a junior, and it was coming along, and that allowed us to do some things. And now it's kind of made us not as flexible as we used to be.
Yeah. With Rockford now, first game in the OK Red, how does it look? They're supposed to be the team to beat.
Well, I think they may be, but I think Kenwood may be too. Kenwood's awful big, and they got a great running back. And in high school, I don't know, that makes a big difference. But Rockford sure is in there. This is a good group that they have, and you know, they're a very good team. They should win.
Coach, I just want to bring it up so people know this is possibly the 150th victory, and all I want to say is good luck to you.
Oh, well, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
And that wraps up our pregame interview with Al Owens and Roger York tonight, doing your play-by-play in color at David J. McKenzie Stadium here in Jenison. We'll join you shortly for our national anthem, starting lineups, and the inaugural kickoff for 1989 OK Red football, Rockford versus Jenison. Stick with us.
Number 74, Mike DeHaan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cable Channel WCET and our first sports presentation of the 1989-90 high school season. We are featuring a barn burner tonight, we hope, as the Rockford Rams last year were 7-2 in overall play, 5-2 in the red. They're invading the David J. McKenzie Stadium, home of the Jenison Wildcats, who last year under Coach Steve Woodcock were 6-3 and 5-2 of the red. Ernie Verhaeg again is on the camera with us, and we welcome Roger York from Jenison High School, who will be helping us out with the play-by-play in color. Welcome aboard, Roger, and hopefully we'll have a good season.
Thank you, Al. Tonight's game should be a very interesting game. Favored Rockford Rams against Jenison, who should finish, they picked them to finish second or third, so it'll be very interesting.
The red will be tough. The red will be tough with, you can't discount Kentwood. Kentwood is always in there. Let's kind of go over a little bit of the starting lineups. The offensive lineup of Rockford was introduced, and they have pretty much an all-senior line with the exception of tight end Jamie Spayman, who's a junior, and tackle Mike DeHaan is a junior. They're starting Tim Madden at center, 6 foot 200-pound senior. At the guards, Drew Belkin, 6 foot 185-pound senior, and Scott Bonilla, 5'10", 160-pound senior. The tackles, Mike DeHaan, a junior, Tim Riley, a senior, 5'11", 215. At the ends, Jamie Spayman, 6'5", 185, and Pete Bear, a 6 foot 6, 200-pound junior at the end. Quarterback will be all-purpose player Nick Ursel, a 6 foot 175-pound quarterback. At the wingback, 6 foot 170-pound Jason Brookster, who's a senior. At tailback, the leading ground gainer last year for the Rams, Chris Van Timmeren, who gained 61 yards against Creston. He's 5'11", 175 pounds. And at fullback, Mike Heron, a senior, number 23, 5'10", 170 pounds. For the Wildcats, defensively, they'll go with a big line. At the nose position, we'll have Brian Zimmerman, number 65, 5'8", 180. At the tackles, John Dodge and Steve Prince. At the ends, Chris Omer, a senior, 6'4", 205, and Todd Slater, 6 foot 170. The two linebackers, Tom Newberry, 5'9", 180, Dandy Witt, 5'10", 170, both seniors. In the defensive backfield, John Hying, 5'10", 165. Steve Hickok, the offensive end, will be playing one of the defensive backs. Free safety will be Ken Rose, who will also be starting at quarterback. And at the corner, Jeff Hanlon, 5'10", 175-pound senior all-purpose back. He will also be the fullback on offense. Jenison will kick off, and usually on kickoff we'll have number 27, Nathan Smith. Tonight, Jenison first half will be going left to right. They'll be wearing their home green with white pants. Rockford on the other hand, white jerseys, black pants. And we'll be getting ready for the kickoff. Deep, usually for the Rockford Rams, number 1, Nick Ursel, number 32, Mike Mengen. Also, Tom Wojciechowski, number 30, and Jason Brookster are usually back to run back the kickoff. Here we go, Roger, for the OK Red Conference football and our first broadcast for WCET here in Georgetown. Beautiful night for football here at David J. McKenzie Stadium. The field looks like it's in good shape. It took the rain, so we'll see what happens, right?
We just keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't rain, because we're right up on top of the press box.
Don't even say that word.
Here's the kick.
Number 30 carrying the ball to Rockford.
Wojciechowski returned it, and the ball is on about the 37-yard line, and they will go 1st and 10. Hooper made the tackle. Rams on offense with Ursel will be calling the signals.
On the Rockford 37-yard line.
They usually use kind of a T formation with a wingback, fullback, and a tailback. Genesis defense usually play a 5-2 with 4 men deep.
Right now, Al, they're going to show a 4, and then they'll probably jump into a 5. Oh, here we have a timeout to start the game. Referees have to change the ball.
I know the ball's not wet. Ursel under the center. Madden, and we're ready for the first play of OK Red Conference football, 1989. Brooks with the wing back in motion. Hands off to Van Timmeren. 5 yards from Van Timmeren. Talking to Coach Good, he'll put his wing back in motion quite a bit to see if they can switch the defensive backfield of Jenison.
I'm sure in the early moments of this game, they're going to test Jenison's line, see if they can pick up some yardage. And if they can, that'll just open the game up for them a little more.
I think so. And going over the starting lineups, Jenison is big. I think they outman them pretty heavily as far as size and weight. 77, Tim Riley, he's 5'11", 215. He's put together pretty good. Van Timmeren again on the handoff, dances through, picks up the first down across midfield.
Nice blocking by the tackle and guard coming through there.
Excellent. Van Timmeren, 13 yards so far. Hickok finally made the tackle for the Wildcats.
Mike DeHaan opened up a nice hole for him to get through there.
Not a cliche, but you need the linemen up there in front to open it up for the backs. First down in Jenison territory. Rockford on the move early in the first period. Ursel under center. Again, Van Timmeren. Stop short, gain of 2.
Ball carrier number 14 again. Chris
Hey, Jenison's defense stiffened up a little bit.
Number 88, Chris Omer.
Big game to open up the OK Red. Everyone seems to be here from the media. WMAX is here. Rick Berkey on the mic. Doug Wentworth of WFUR. Grand Rapids Press game of the week. So this is an important, unfortunately, too early for a pivotal game, but I think it might be.
Yeah, both coaches sort of talked about they wish they might have played this about 2 games later in the season.
Russell again. Kind of like an I formation. Handed off to Heron. Heron breaks through. He's on the outside. Down to the 22-yard line. Number 23, Mike Heron, 5'10", 170-pound senior.
Beautiful delay. Quarterback comes back, delays it just a second, and he cuts to the right and takes off and made a nice run.
Excellent. Rose on the tackle for the Wildcats. First down and 10 are on the Jenison 23-yard line on the right hash mark. Right to left on your television screen. Nice crowd here tonight at Jenison. The Rockford side is almost full, and Jenison likewise. In motion to the left, Brookstruck.
Mike Heron up to the line. Gain of about 2.
Faked that to Van Timmeren, and I thought he had the ball, but Heron got it. And
Tim Newberry made the tackle. You're going to see Tim Newberry usually have his nose right in there most of the night.
He had a good week last week against Benton Harbor, I believe. Second down, 7 yards to go, Jenison. Early in the first period, 9 minutes to go in the first period. Purcell under center. Man in motion to the left. To Van Timmeren. Slashes up the middle, picks up 3 or 4.
Van Timmeren, the ball carrier for Rockford.
Nice blocking right up through the middle over the tackle. Tim Riley opened a little hole there, and he got a couple yards. I'll tell you, this means a lot for Rockford. If they can come down the field and establish their running game, Jenison's going to have to get together here a little bit.
It's always important to get that first drive, at least get down in for good field position if in case they have to turn it over.
Well, it helps your passing game, too. Boy, I tell you, it just opens things right up.
Brookster on the wing. Handoff up the middle.
Number 44, Chad West, carries the ball for Rockford.
Rockford seems to be running in Mike Minion, a junior wing back, and Chad West, 44. So looks like they might be deep in the backfield tonight. Here comes Minion in, and Brookster goes up.
Jenison 14-yard line.
Van Timmeren still at the tailback. Rockford crowd getting excited. 4th down and about 1.5. Ursel under center. Madden will snap. Van Timmeren deep in motion. Number 32. Handoff to Van Timmeren. He's stopped, but he falls forward. It's going to be close. Great second effort.
Jenison's defense is getting their back up against the wall. They're starting to play a little better defense, pulling it all together. They got first down.
First down, Rockford.
Second effort, I think, on that one.
Right,
Roger.
Rockford in this drive has had some real nice second efforts by their backs.
On the 12-yard line of Jenison.
23 Heron back in. 44 Chad West out. Ursel under center. Snap. Handoff to Van Timmeren on the crossbuck. Van Timmeren for 5. He's still going. 4 or 5 hard-earned yards.
He's coming right up the center with the center and 2 guards, doing most of the blocking and just sort of picking his way.
Coach DeGood talked a lot about Bonilla and Balcom as his strong guards. They're doing a nice job. 6 foot, 185, number 65 Balcom, 5'10", 160, number 64 Bonilla.
And about 8 yards to go for first down.
Madden's a good all-purpose center. He considers him one of the best centers in the OK Red.
Yeah, Tim's got some nice size at 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Ursel again will take the snap. Pitch out on a sweep to number 14 Van Timmeren, recovered well.
Chris Van Timmeren, the ball carrier for Rockford.
Yeah, Jenison's defense came up nice. Their corners came up, closed down on it, and Rockford had nowhere to go.
Newberry again in on the tackle. He chased that play real well.
Jenison 8-yard line.
3rd down. Looks like about 5 on the 8-yard line of the Jenison Wildcats. Wildcats got to stiffen up.
2 standouts in Jenison's defense you hear a lot is Tim Newberry and Ken Rose. You'll see them putting their nose right in there, making some fine tackles.
3rd and 6, 5:54 to go. First period in motion. Comes Brooks to the left. Handoff to the second back, number 14, Van Timmeren. Nice tackle by John Dodge.
John played that very well. He broke right through there, got in the backfield, and wrapped up that halfback.
I think DeWitt made the initial stop. DeWitt had a great game last week, according to Coach Woodcock at Benton Harbor.
Well, they've got 4th down now. Let's see what they come up with here. 4th and about 5.
4th and 5, deep in Wildcat territory. Even if they do turn it over, it's good field position. But I think they'll be disappointed if they don't come out of here with a little bit. High formation. Then turn on the out back. Back to pass. Ursel swings to the right. He's 88's open in the end zone.
Well, it's going to be close.
Ruled out of the end zone. It is a touchdown. That was close.
Boy, Al, it looked like he was juggling the ball from up here, but the referee's right down on it, and it's a touchdown.
It looked close.
Jenison had it pretty well covered, but Rockford has some tall ends, and he went up and got that ball.
That was number 88, Pete Bear, a 6'6", 200-pound junior who caught a touchdown pass last week. Bear cut across the middle behind the linebackers, and for about 6 yards, he was wide open. He had his hands up, and Ursel found him.
Yep, Jenison had it covered fairly well to start with, and then it sort of broke down as he got into the end zone.
Okay, we're going to have number 61, Craig Steinbauer, who kicked one extra point last week. Ursel will hold. Ball is up, and it is good. So with 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first period at Jenison, Rockford scores first. A nice march, 7 to Jenison's 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are some of the athletic boosters that we'd like you to...
Well, it appears Jenison's going to have to do a little talking on the sideline with their defense. They're just giving them too much yardage up the middle. They had times where they'd stiffen up a little bit, but Rockford was getting some nice yardage, 5 yards, and then he'd reel off a 10, and then he'd come back and sprinkle in a pass or two, and that's what it's all about on offense.
It was an excellent drive. It was an excellent drive, but great up-front blocking by the Rockford offensive line again. They're led by some veterans, Riley, Malcolm, Bonilla, Dehan. Excellent blocking, and Tim Madden, of course, in the center, one of the best in the red.
You know, and you also sprinkle in no penalties, and that really means a lot.
Exactly. Okay, kicking off now for Rockford will be number 75, Nate Royce. Deep for the Wildcats. Let's see who we have out there. We have probably Troy Manning, number 30, Brandon DeBile, 27, and Jeff Hanlon, 37. Kickoff by Rice. It's going about to the 18-yard line. It's picked up by number 32 for the Wildcats, Newberry. Excuse me. 32, Tom Newberry picked that one up. Wojciechowski on the tackle. So, 5 minutes to go in the first period. Genesis' first chance at offense. They're on the 34-yard line. 1st and 10. So let's go offense, Jenison, and we'll go defense, Rockford.
Jenison comes out, Al, with a very big offensive line. Let's see what they can do now.
They are big. Rose at quarterback, taking the snaps, and he faked for the first back throw, and he was tied up handily. Let's set the backfield for Jenison. We'll have Rose at quarterback. Number 14, Engen, will usually be the flanker. Jeff Hanlon, 37, and Newberry, 32, will be the halfbacks, and they'll play Troy Manning quite a bit. The offensive line will be anchored by Mark Schaff, 55, Burns and Garcia at the guards, Casa and Ritzma tackles, Brzezowski at tight end, and he'll be changing a lot with Brian Hooper. Steve Hickok and Grunwald will be alternating at the other end.
Yeah, Jenison will try and establish that running game, which they're noted for, and see if they can get some yardage out of that.
Number 51, Andy Siding, and number 54, Nick Venturin.
Number 80, split wide to the right, is Steve Hickok. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Rose looked like he was going to pass. Engen was going downfield as a split back. Dead ball, offside, Rockford. First penalty of the ball game.
Yeah,
sure does.
Rockford.
Line up in the neutral zone, offside.
That's what makes their coaches turn gray.
Yep.
Simple
I'm Gray, and I'm not even a coach. 5-yard penalty.
And about 5 yards to go.
Instead of 3rd and 10, it's 3rd and 5. Nice break. Rose under center. Rose
got a man wide open.
Steve Hickok had the ball. Incomplete. It was right in his hands. He was wide open. Boy, I know this one thing. Their flanker, Tim Engen, was wide open going down the right sideline, Coach.
Both the receivers were wide open.
Let's go over the Rockford defense for you here. They will have usually a 5-2 with a monster back. They'll have Scott Benet as the nose guard, Watson tighty at the tackles, Fortuna and Barr at the ends. The monster man is Mike Heron, 23. Linebackers Chad West and Nate Wright. Cornerback Andy Ginnup and Scott Kreisinger with Nick Russo as the safety.
Mike mentioned.
Punt by Hickok. It's a short one. Fair catch called for by Rockford. And Rockford takes over after stalling. Mengen called for the fair catch, and Rockford retains possession.
Rockford's got good field position. Anytime you can start about your 45-yard line, that's great field position.
Not bad. Not bad. With 3:23 to go in the first period, we have Rockford leading the Jenison Wildcats 7-0. Reversal again under the center. Hands off to the first man through.
Number 23 for Rockford, Mike Heron.
Heron carried the ball.
50-yard line.
Gain a nice 6 or 7 yards.
40, Todd Slater.
Slater in on the tackle.
Now, last week, Chris Van Timmeren did a lot of carrying the ball, and Jeremy Smith did a lot of carrying the ball. So they've got a well diversified attack. They have a lot of people that can cover.
According to Coach DeGood, he's got 5 running backs, and it shows on last week's stats. They can put anybody in there and still do it. Won't hurt their offense a bit. They're offside. They put number 32 in motion that time, and he drew the defensive end, number 88, Chris Omer, offside.
Lining up the neutral zone, Jenison.
Well, that gives Rockford a first down now. So it's right on the 45-yard line in great field position. At this point right now, though, Jenison is not playing well on defense. They've got to get their stuff together here.
Exactly. I got to get some of these Rockford numbers down on my score sheet here because they're running in so many versatile players. Versal back to pass, straight back. 88's downfield. He's being chased by Omer.
Versal back to pass.
He threw it short. It was intended for number 89, Jamie Spademan.
The quarterback from Rockford.
Nice pressure by 88 of Jenison, Chris Omer.
Looked a little bit like intentional grounding, but very seldom do they call that unless it's really blatant. And there were some people in the area.
Even in college, I noticed on a game last week that they just don't call it, unlike the pros. And I think that's protecting the quarterback. So we have 2nd down and 10 now for Rockford. They're on the Jenison 45-yard line and marching. Ursel under center. Madden will snap. High formation, 32. Mengen split left. Pass to 88, and it's caught. I think he's just close to the first down. That was a nice catch by Pete Bear.
Beautiful pass by Nick Ursel. Stayed back in the pocket and waited until his end got out, made that cut, and laid that ball right in there.
Excellent. I think they're going to measure. Pete Bear had a good game last week. He scored a touchdown, and he's a 6'6", 200-pound junior.
You know, and the quarterback's got to look for some ends. He's got some tall ones, 6'5" and 6'6".
Excellent.
And Nick is 6 foot, so that helps when you're looking over some linemen.
Good size for a quarterback. High school as well as anything else. That's a good size quarterback. They're going to measure, and it is a first down.
1st and 10 for Rockford.
2:13 to go in the first period. First down and 10 on the 35-yard line of Jenison. 7-0. Rockford leads Jenison, and they are marching again. High back. Hands off to number 40 on the inside reverse.
They took them about 3 yards out. They come back with that inside reverse with that guard pull.
Jason Brookster lined up in the slot and came back inside center and picked up a nice 4 yards. Interesting stat on Harvey Good. Even though this is his first year as varsity football coach, he has over 300 wins as a baseball coach at Rockford for 25 years at the baseball helm. I think Coach Gary Cook knows about him. Coach Cook's lost a few games to Coach Good, I think. Ursel back. He has Van Timmeren behind him. He's going to keep the ball. And he gains about 2.
So Jenison's in that even defense, a 4-man front, and they're trying to get a lot of pressure on the outside. That gives them a lot of flexibility, and they use that to their advantage this play.
Nice pursuit by Hyank on that, and he was backed up by a host of green jerseys there. Hyank made the initial tackle.
Third down for Rockford, Milan 4.
That's one thing last week, Al, against a big, strong Ben Harbor team. Jenison was all over the field. They played very well on the pursuit. And that's usually their strong suit is defense. So we'll see if they can put it together here.
I think you notice Rockford didn't go outside in that first drive, and now all of a sudden they're starting to do that. So let's see what he does. A reverse to number 40, Brookstraw. He's on the outside. Nice tackle. Ken Rose.
Number 40 for
There's a little speed coming up there. Ken Rose has got nice speed. Came up and closed down.
Excellent open field tackle. I think if Brookstraw could have got around him, he was gone.
He had a touchdown. There's no question about that.
We have 4th and about 4. 16 seconds to go here in the first period. They may not get another play off. Let's see what happens.
Mike
9
Mangren
seconds.
just came into the ball game.
And down, and I don't think they'll get the playoff. It'll be
the end of the first quarter.
Score.
Rockford Rams 7, Jenison Wildcats
Rams of
nothing.
Rockford 7, Jenison nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, some more Jenison athletic.
Welcome back, and we're starting the second quarter. Rockford will begin with 4th down and about 4. Ursel back to pass. He has number 88, Barrel out. He's got it. He's down to the 10, 11-yard line. He juggled it, but it's a great catch. Great concentration.
Yeah, definitely. He was wide open, and I'm sure there was a lot of thoughts going through his mind as that ball came to him because he had to catch it. Jenison had a breakdown there in the corner position, but he made the catch, and they're in great field position on about the 12-yard line.
I didn't watch Hanlon, but I think he got juked just a little bit and was a little bit out of position, but he came up to make the touchdown-saving tackle. 1st down and 10 at the 14-yard line of Jenison. Ursel, I think, is 3 for 3 in the passing department right now. In motion, Brookstraw. Flags on the play.
Well, up to this point, Rockford is flawless.
Dead ball. Offside. Rockford.
Offside, Rockford.
Just when we were talking about it, it comes up and bites you a little bit.
It can halt a drive quickly.